How you doing? This is Muata Greene, your Asbury Park weather guy, bringing you some good information about the coming autumn or fall season. Also talking about that we're at the peak, or I would say we have just reached the peak 2 days ago of the hurricane season. The hurricane season, runs into November, but now we're just over the peak. And as you can know, in the Atlantic coast, we have had no real hurricane threats. We had a hurricane that came close, but it didn't come to us. It created a lot of, high tides and stuff like that. But right now, coming off the African coast where the storms start for the Atlantic season, it has been very slow what's going on. So look like this is going to be the trend going forward, I would say for the next 30 days plus. Because remember, November 1st is the end of the hurricane season. And we're going to look at some things here. The climate prediction of abnormal temperatures from the Carolinas this fall, the seasonal outlook. It's has actually been above normal, as you can see by the map here. And the season precipitation is below normal, and that's a problem. And so we're actually into a deficit. And the factors that affect this, the sea surface temperatures along the southeast coast, developing La Nina late in the fall, and the climate trends towards a warmer fall temperatures. So in other words, our climate is warming up. So therefore that increases the weather events we have, etc., as the climate warms up. Even though people speak, we have had a very tropical summer past, but it's actually, wasn't as much rain and moisture as we really needed. And you can look at the last 10 years, what was going on with that. Okay, average temperature for the first fall day. Remember, there's different type of fall, what we say meteorological and astronomical fall. Us in the meteorological field, we talk meteorological fall, that starts November 1st. And that's when it actually starts autumn, September 1st. I'm getting my words, sorry. September 1st is when we start meteorological fall. And these are the different, average days across the thing. But then there's astronomical, when you start the fall, or the first fall freeze season. That starts, September 21st. I think it's the first. Between the 21st and the 24th is when we have what we call astronomical fall. But September 1st is meteorological fall, which we're already in now for a couple of weeks. And this is talking about the hurricane season outlook. I was just talking about the named storms we had, 13, 18 storms, hurricanes actually 5 to 9, major 2 to 5. And as you can see, the season part is almost 50% is gone. So and we're actually, moving away from the hurricane season. I want a little something about this coastal flooding potential. Remember, even when we don't have a direct hit of hurricanes hitting the coast, we still can get the flooding because of the high tides and the rip tides. That's when they have those red flags up at the beach, rip tides, that you shouldn't swim because rip tides, there's undercurrents that can pull you out. So the rip tides create more and more, coastal flooding. And that's what's been going on lately, like I say, the rip tides and projecting going forward and all like that. And also based on the astronomical, how the moon, because the moon has effect on tides and all that, etc. But this is some of the things that creates this coastal flooding in the local beaches and also creeks and rivers. Of course, remember, it's all connected. All right, now we're looking into the next 7-day graphic tropical outlook coming from NOAA. Like I say, this is the coast of Africa, where most of the storms form, and then they travel from here, what we say west. This is the latest one to come off the coast of Africa. It's still in the early parts of the Caribbean, off of South America here. There's no real potential of it coming to the East Coast, but if it, certain trajectory, we'll see over the next 7 days how it ends up. But this is the latest possible tropical weather storm that could possibly be a hurricane. It hasn't developed to that yet. It's based on wind speed, moisture and all like that. But this is the latest coming off the coast of Africa, projected for the next 7 days. And now, this is what I was talking about, the astronomical weather thing that I talked briefly about. Meteorological and astronomical season in the Northern Hemisphere. We are in the Northern Hemisphere. And meteorological spring, like they said, then you have meteorological winter, meteorological summer, and meteorological fall. And they all start around the first of the month. Like we said, we're already into September 1st. We're into meteorological fall already. But astronomical fall doesn't start, I think, in sometime around the 22nd. The 22nd. That's when we have it here, the autumn equinox, as we say. Then the winter solstice on the 21st. But actually, according to meteorology, the winter it becomes December 1st. So there's always like 20 days or 21 days after the first of the month. And we have that for all the seasons. So this explains astronomical and meteorological thing. Meteorological is in the middle here, astronomical is what we see in the weather outlook. And that's what this one give you outlook on the weather, help you understand the signs of weather so we prepare for it. And once again, if we have any storms coming up before the hurricane season ends, I'll be out there videoing it. And probably around this time next month, or maybe the beginning of November, which would begin the meteorological winter, we might look at projection for the winter going forward into 2026. Once again, any information, write me to Muata Greene, your Asbury Park weather guy, and look at the screen to tell you the email you can send it to, and look forward to hearing from you. And remember, weather is fun, and so science, that's what it's about. Thank you.